Hi, my name is Skylar McKay, and my goal is to help people in the community enhance their mental health, sales skills, and communication skills through my free videos. The first topic I'm going to discuss today is about mental fortitude. I'm going to be sharing, very successful tips that I have studied through very successful leaders. For example, Tony Robbins, Jordan Peterson. They speak highly on different ways you can develop your daily routine and enhance your mental health. So the first topic I'm going to discuss is I'm going to start with a quick story. So and this really personally hits home with me. So I, for a while, was that type of person where I had a lot of anxiety, thousands of thoughts racing through my brain, no clear objective. I was always worrying about the future, what was potentially going to happen, always looking back at the past and really just hurting myself. So really what I want to start with is daily routine and discipline with the mind. So I'm going to start with a gentleman named Jordan Peterson. And also, just some homework for you, I want you to watch a video he has on the topic joy, okay? So this is a big deal, all right? So for example, let's say myself, right? I had millions of thoughts going on through my mind. How do you calm that? How do you calm all that stuff that's going on in your brain that's splitting you into millions of different directions? Well, what you need to do is every thought that pops into your head, you have to question, okay? So for example, if I'm thinking, I'm driving my car, I'm on my way to work, and a thought pops into my head, and it subliminally happens. Sometimes you don't even realize you're doing it to yourself. So this thought pops into my head, oh my gosh, I got a mortgage payment. Oh my God, I need to make that, but I have this and I have this and I have this going on. Stop yourself right then and there. As soon as that thought pops up in your head, I want you to pause everything and ask yourself, is this thought benefiting myself at this moment in time? Is it generating anything? No. Delete it right then and there. Don't think about it. Immediately leap to something else. You can leap to something else in a good way to kind of load yourself for this exercise is I want you to write down every single day when you first wake up. The most important thing is what you do when you first wake up, okay? So write down your goals. When you wake up, I want you to have ready in your mind to fire away a little list of what you want to do with your life, okay? Everybody has a certain goal or a certain drive on what you have a goal of what you want to do, right? But there's always a drive behind it on why you want to hit that goal. For example, there's a lot of people that want to make $1 million, right? You want to make $1 million, great. Is it for the money? More than likely not. There's a lingering detail underneath. I want to make $1 million because I want to provide my family with a non-stressful life. I want to be able to put my kids in school. I want to be able to provide generational wealth, right? So there's always that underlying reason. So write all those reasons down. So when you first wake up, you jot them down. And then when you have these thoughts that pop into your head that are steering you away from those goals, well, think of your drive. Think of what it is. Oh, think of my little girl. I want to do this. I want to do that. And then that will help alleviate those thoughts. So Jordan Peterson's video, Joy, really helps discuss, the perspective of life, right? He talks about happiness, for example. So a lot of people think happiness is something that you cultivate or is something that let's say something goes really well in your life, now you have the ability to be happy, but that is entirely false. Joy is an actual discipline. Joy is something that you actually train yourself to reach. So for example, having the perspective of being the beacon of light in everybody's life, for example, whatever it is, you want to make sure that you have a clear, conscious mind and that you're doing it for the right reasons. So there are ways that you can build these daily habits to generate that perspective. And I want to talk to you about something in the brain. So there's these neurons in your brain, right? Let's say you got these neurons in your brain. Well, there's an actual sheath that wraps around these neurons, and it's called myelin, okay? And I want you to look into this as well. This is huge, all right? This was something that I don't know how recent it was discovered, but it's definitely like a relatively newer topic. But myelin is a sheath that wraps around the neurons, and it's something that you could strengthen to enhance your actual communication skills and your power in your mind, really. So ways you can actually produce myelin is, for example, you wake up in the morning, you take your warm shower, all right, before you go to work, okay? You're taking your warm shower, you say your daily affirmations, right, which is great stuff. You know, you definitely want to say affirmations. What I did, right, and you can easily do this. We have access to all sorts of technology nowadays. Go on ChatGPT, type in ChatGPT. I want you to take the top 50 most successful figures, right? And I want you to write me a 90-day affirmation and quote battle plan, all right? So what it's gonna generate is something that you can read every single day, and I want you to do it in the morning, in the evening, morning, afternoon, and then evening. So 3 periods of the day to remind yourself of why you're doing that in the first place. That is extremely important. You need to build this daily habit so that way once you're 30 days into it, it becomes a normal thing, and you'll find your life will dramatically change because your perspective changes and you're changing the lens of what you see the world through, right? Does that make sense? So ways you can enhance myelin, you take that warm shower. Well, right after that warm shower, you're gonna boost that myelin by taking an extremely cold shower for 15 seconds. 15 seconds, iron to the teeth. You're gonna have the coldest setting on, deal with it, and then that's gonna discipline your mind. And then the next day, instead of 15 seconds, do 16 seconds. You want to basically increase whatever's going on that's making you uncomfortable. The more uncomfortable you are, the more strength you're building, the more myelin you're generating, okay? So that's one way. You can also develop myelin, believe it or not, through your physical form, right? So let's say you're doing a bench press. You're doing, I don't know, a set of 20, you hit 20, do one more. You know, very similar to when people spot you, right? You're looking for that extra to rip the muscles in your body to grow, right? Well, you can do the same thing with your brain, and think of this as that muscle in your brain that you can enhance, essentially. So that's what my first topic is. I just want to share with you how important it is with perspective and how you see life, and what you see ends up becoming reality. So it's very important. I want you to practice that. So do your 90-day affirmation plan, quote plan, all right? Affirmation and quotes. Also ask ChatGPT for a 90-day myelin, you can say generation plan, whatever you want to say. You get the drift though, okay? And then also too, I want you to check out another gentleman, very important. His name is Tony Robbins, okay? So very similar with what I'm doing with you guys right now. Tony is way ahead of me, okay? I mean, I have the same goals. I want to help people, helping them enhance their life, right, through daily routines and habits. Well, he has done the hard part for me. He's studied a lot of very successful people, took all the common traits, and he formulates this into certain religious patterns that you can take to more than likely get on the same path. Well, thank you so much for watching my video. Please like, subscribe, share. I want to get this out to as many people as possible so I can help as many people as I can. I really appreciate your time.